Passover begins this Friday night, and coming up, we have some fresh new takes on your family's favorite sweets.
Welcome back to Great Day Washington. Passover starts this Friday evening, and with any holiday, of course, comes the sweets. So here to focus on a healthy take is Paula Schroyer. Welcome.
Happy to be back.
Good to see you. How do we bake for Passover and make it healthy and delicious?
Well, I actually do that by having secret ingredients in my recipes, and I always try to reduce sugar as much as possible.
Right.
So the first cake I'm going to talk about and show you how to make is my lemon quinoa cake. So on Passover, we can't use flour to bake with, so you have to find substitutes like ground almonds and other ingredients. So this is literally cooked quinoa like you'd cook like you were eating it for dinner.
I don't think I've ever had a dessert with quinoa in it.
Yeah, it was kind of, I had heard the myth of quinoa desserts, and I decided last year when I was working, with the Healthy Jewish Kitchen Cookbook to come up with a quinoa cake recipe, and I did a chocolate one, which was in that book, and I'm adding in like eggs and fresh lemon juice.
Okay.
And a little bit of vanilla. You can get like kosher for Passover vanilla.
Right.
And here we have coconut oil here, which I use instead of like dairy-free margarine. You could also, if you can't have coconut, you could also use, regular kind of canola vegetable oil.
So that's in place of the margarine.
Right. I've tried to stay away from, dairy-free margarine because it's too processed, and I figure coconut comes from a tree, so I'm going with that. And then next we have some coconut flour.
Okay.
And that kind of dries it all up a little bit. Salt, baking powder, baking soda, some sugar. And what's so great about this recipe is you're just going to put it all together. And I have lemon zest.
It's so easy.
Yeah, I'm really big on easy because Passover is one of those holidays that's kind of fussy.
Right.
And people have seders with like so many people over. And you don't need that many desserts for your seder. You really just need one good one. And then it kind of does all the work for you. And it breaks the quinoa up so that turns it into like a regular cake batter.
Oh my gosh, how easy is that? You're literally putting it all in, and then I'm guessing gonna just put it in the bun cake.
Yeah, so I have a bun pan. Silicone is great because it pops right out, and I spray it with oil, and I use some coconut flour. You could also use potato starch. And then I usually mix this for about 2 minutes, and then it goes into the pan and you bake it. And then you end up with a bundt cake that looks like a regular bundt cake. It doesn't look like a typical Passover dessert. And I just glaze it with powdered sugar and lemon juice, and that's it. And it's just a great cake.
Can we taste it?
You can definitely taste it.
So you have some baking tips for all of us too, right?
Absolutely, and my best baking tip, which I tell everybody, see, look at the crumb inside here.
Gosh,
it's kind
beautiful.
of cool. Looks like a real cake. So my best baking tip is that because many ovens are different, some run hotter than others, I always tell people to reduce the baking time the first time you make any dessert recipe, mine, one you find online, your favorite cookbook. So this says bake for an hour. You're going to time it 50 or 55 minutes, and then you can check it not with a toothpick, but with skewers.
She always uses toothpicks.
Right, but if you're doing a big sponge cake, a big bundt cake, you can't always get to the bottom and see what's going on. And then that way you can always add more time. But you can't
this is delicious. It's
very surprising, right?
It is very moist. And it's very delicious, and it tastes like I would expect a lemon bundt cake to taste like.
Exactly, and then
what else you got for me?
So the other, yes, I'll keep feeding you all day. Okay, so the next thing I have is a chocolate avocado cake, and I came up with this because I was working on keto recipes that were like low carb and low sugar and extra fat. So this cake has an avocado in it. That's the fat in the cake, and then it has cocoa, and it has typical cake ingredients, and it has xylitol in it instead of sugar, so it's completely sugar-free.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm still eating this lemon one. It's delicious.
Well, this one will be ready for you when you're ready.
Next.
And I brought a Pavlova, which is a classic Passover dessert. It's just like an egg white meringue with a lime curd and some fruit on top, and you can mix and match that different ways. And my triple chocolate biscotti, which is from my Passover cookbook, and they're just completely gluten-free, and in my Mahjong group, we eat these all the time because somebody has celiac, and they're just delicious. So I'm all about desserts that aren't just for Passover, aren't just for gluten-free, because everything here is gluten-free. They're just good for everyone all year round.
This is delicious too.
Yeah, and then this book, The Healthy Jewish Kitchen, which came out, this is the one that has the chocolate quinoa cake in it, which was the recipe that went viral last Passover.
I'm gonna have to try that.
And also has quinoa cooked in it. And
The Healthy Jewish Kitchen.
So this has my traditional recipes made healthier. And
Paula, you are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this. Try out these healthy recipes and don't feel guilty when you're having your sweets. Some incredible recipes from Paula Schroyer. We'll be back with more right after this. It was delicious.